All right, y'all, the moment you've been waiting for. Okay, make an eggnog, which means it's time to see what this monster of an 81-ounce egg, or 81-gram egg, has in it. Okay? Probably be able to see it that way. It's our first double yolk!
All right?
It's our first double yolk.
Woohoo! You need a ticker talk of that too, huh?
That's what I'm doing right now.
How did you have the double yolk?
Because I opened it and there were 2 yolks in there.
You already did a ticker talk of it?
Yeah?
Oh.
They both broke in my hand, but that's okay. They're gonna get scrambled up anyway. All right, so that was our very first double yolk egg. I'm so excited. I have been waiting for the day that would come. 2 for. All right, so for the eggnog recipe, we need 12 egg yolks. So I'm gonna continue getting that done. Alright, so I have my 12 egg yolks, and look how bright orange those are. Oh my goodness, look at the deep color in there. It's not even showing the true color on camera. It just, oh my gosh, it's so bright. It's so pretty. I've got our 12 yolks separated, and we are going to work on my great-grandmother's eggnog recipe. If you've never had homemade eggnog, you need to make it, and you will never go back to the store-bought crap again. That stuff has so much perfume in it, it's not even funny, it's nasty. So this is the recipe I'm going to be using. I'm going to start putting it together. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is beat the eggs. I've already done that off camera. So now we need 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to use a equal parts sugar and monk fruit because the monk fruit sweetener is really good, and you can't tell it's not sugar, but it does a really good job sweetening. So I'm going to go get the monk fruit. All right, here is our monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to pour a whole cup in here. Okay. Put this back, and then we're going to get our flour. We need 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, so now we need 2 tablespoons. I like to do it heaping. I'm pretty sure that's the way my great-grandmother did it as well. So I've got this all mixed up. You can see the consistency. And that's just egg yolk, sugar, monk fruit sweetener, and a little bit of flour. That's it. Nothing else. So now we're going to take our gallon of whole milk and some heavy cream, and we're going to start heating that up on the stove until it starts to scald. I'll show you what that looks like. All right. So we've got our whole gallon of milk, and on this whole milk. I'm going to pour this whole thing on this pot. And we're also going to take 1 pint or 8 ounces of heavy cream and pour that in. It's going to be close. I'm going to have to get a bigger pot to put in all the other stuff later. This will work for scalding though. So I'm going to get all this out of the way. And I'm going to clean up, and then we'll get started on the milk and heavy cream. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn our burner on. And I like to turn it to 2 just because our burners run pretty hot. And then we are going to, in this case, we're going to get a spatula. Normally I'd get a slotted spoon, but it's dirty. Spatula it is. And we're going to stir this while the milk is warming up and scalding. Because if you do not stir it constantly, then the milk will start to stick to the bottom and it'll burn in the pan. I don't know if that was nasty. We do not use the egg whites in our eggnog because the egg whites tend to cook and they make a really nasty, lumpy consistency in the eggnog, and we really don't like that. We've tried doing it and then straining it out, and that gets most of it, but sometimes you still miss some. So we played on the safe side and only use our egg yolks. Yeah. We'll probably use the egg whites to make like a meringue or something like that later. But I'm going to continue stirring this, and I will come back to show you what it looks like when it's scalding. Alright, so the milk is warm, and you can see it's starting to stick to the sides. It's leaving that white film behind that you have to almost scrape off. That's what we want to see. It's getting there. It's not fully scalded yet, because we don't really have to fully scrape it off. We just run the spatula around and it comes off. But once that's getting to a point where it's starting to stick to the sides, that's when our milk is fully scalded. I'm going to keep cooking it and stirring it. I did turn it up to 4, just because I'm tired of standing here. But I'm going to keep stirring it. Alright, so now I'm going to very slowly mix the milk in with the eggs. And we've actually got to mix the milk in pretty quickly while we're pouring. Otherwise, it's going to cook those yolks, and we don't want that. Like I said, we're doing this slow process. We're going to whisk as quickly as we can. We're trying to temper our eggs here so that they don't get cooked. Then we mix them into the rest of the milk. Here's what they look like right now. They've got a bit to go. I'm going to continue doing this until I'm ready to pour them into the milk. And then I'll come back. The eggs are warmed up pretty well. So I'm going to pour them into the milk here. And I'm going to be stirring with the spatula as much as I can as I do. Okay, there we go. Going to be very careful stirring this. I'm going to bring it back to heat. We're going to cook this for about 45 minutes or until it starts to thicken. And then we're going to turn off the heat and add our vanilla. Alright, so now that we've got it off heat, we're going to take the homemade vanilla that my aunt gave me, because ours is not finished yet. And we're going to put about a tablespoon in there, or, to taste. I like a little bit extra. Stir it in nicely. And there you have it, your finished eggnog. We had to take it off the burner a little bit earlier than I normally would have because it started to overflow. That's the mess. But that's okay. It's still thickened up a bit. It'll continue to thicken up a little bit probably. So it usually works. So we'll call this good. Oh, that smells heavenly. And then you add your nutmeg to your glass once you have your eggnog in a glass, and you drink up. And it's delicious. Yeah, have a great day. So good, y'all. Go make you some. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Okay.